so this week should have the module now published in Canvas on week 12. Oh, that says assignment 12, that should say exercise 13. Let me fix that.
I knew what you meant.
I confused myself since we did 2 assignments in 1 week.
Right.
Oops, not that one. Okay, so we are just going to be continuing to develop our tiny houses by filling it with furniture, appliances, artwork, plumbing fixtures, all that good stuff. So these you are very more than welcome to use from the 3D warehouse. Of course, if you want some more practice, you can absolutely model some more things on your own, but totally okay just to practice grabbing things from the 3D warehouse, finding things that you like that fit with your design so far. One thing I did want to point out that is new, we've learned how to create collections locally, like we save them to our computers into a folder, and then we can open those. We've done that for components and for materials at this point. You can also do that with, actually I'm realizing that this doesn't look the same anymore. You can create collections of components within the 3D warehouse, and the benefit to that is that it's tied to your Trimble ID. So each time you log into SketchUp, those things will be there associated with your account. It's not like you're saving it to a computer and you have to be back on that computer to access those documents or those components. You can access them anytime you have an internet connection. So for that, within SketchUp, we open up the 3D warehouse by going up to Window and 3D warehouse. Or I guess I'm searching for it. We search just like normal. Let's say you find one that you like. Maybe I like this desk here. If you click on it, and get some more information about it, you can hit this little like button, and you can just say, yeah, I like this one. Or, well, let's see, if I do like this one, there I hit my like button. What does that do for me? If I go up to my account or my little profile up here and select my content, that takes me to kind of my page. If you created your own components and you uploaded those to the 3D warehouse, those items would appear here as well. But over here on the left, there's liked content, and there's that desk that I just liked. So that's an easy way to come back to something later on. Or if we went back, oh yeah.
I don't have that thing on the left, that column on the left. I clicked like on a piece of furniture and then you did what?
You don't have any of this?
Correct.
And that's just not automatically there for you?
You went to my what?
My content under your profile?
Oh, that could be why. Okay,
Got it?
that's what.
Okay, good. Okay, so there you can find your liked content. And there's models that you can like. You can also like entire collections that are already on the 3D warehouse and different catalogs. So if we go back here, search for your desk again, up here at the top Remember, there were models, catalogs, collections. So I can even go over to a collection that someone else has already created. Looks like a lot of people have collections of discs that they like. And I'm like, wow, this person has a really nice collection. I really like these things. You can also add this entire collection to your likes. And then whenever you go back to your content under your profile, to your liked content, just go over to your liked collections, and there's that collection that I just liked. Oh wow. If you want to organize it a little bit further, you don't just want everything kind of thrown into liked content. We can also, let me go back to my desk here. Let's say I want to create my own collection of desks that I like, or chairs, or whatever it may be. I can start to create my own collection. And if I click on the component that I like, instead of hitting that like button, just go one over to the right, and it says collections. We can hit that drop down. If I had already had a collection created, I could add it to an existing collection, but I also have the option to create a new collection. So I can do that, give it a name. I'll just call mine desks. You can make it private or not. If it's not private, then anybody can see it, just like I went and searched for collections of desks. Mine would show up that anybody could look at. So it just depends if you want to make it private or not.
Just on Pinterest with your boards.
Yeah, pretty much. We'll hit create collection. And then now again, if I go back up to my profile and my content, on this main page, there's my models. Again, that would be any models that you created and uploaded to the 3D warehouse. So if we just go over to my collections, here's that desks collection that I just created. Oh, and it actually didn't add the desk model. It only created the collection, which is a little bit confusing. So let's try it again. Add to collection, and there's my discs. And now it's saved to the collection.
Now, why didn't it save?
What's that? There it is. What'd you say?
Yeah, I had the same issue. It didn't load. I have my collections, but it didn't. Like, you didn't have the desk in there, the last screen, so what did you do?
Yeah, so it seems like creating a new collection doesn't automatically place that model into that collection.
So how did
So
She went back there.
let's see here, let's do chairs. We'll do this one right here. If I hit that collections, create new collection, I'll do chairs, create the collection.
go to the collection?
So it doesn't add.
Yeah, it just creates that collection and then you have to go back and add to collection. Where the heck is it?
Refresh.
There it is. Yep, just took a second. And then you can go and add it. So, 2 steps if you haven't created that collection quite yet. But, so then, the nice thing about this, you can go home on your own computer as long as you log into SketchUp using that triple ID that we created. You should be able to access all of this same content without having to go through and search for it again. It's just all already there for you. That's all I got for you today. Well, let's go back to the assignments. So for this assignment, you should add at least 15 components to your model. I've got some suggestions here. Sink, stove, refrigerator, dining chairs, maybe a rug, a couch, TV for your living area. Might add a washer and dryer back in that little laundry alcove. Get your restroom, you can get your plumbing fixtures. in your bedroom. If you didn't already model some built-ins, you could do a bed and a nightstand. In the loft, we built a desk. Maybe you don't have a chair just yet for your desk. You could throw that in there. If you want to make the loft into a second bedroom, you can do that as well. Really, I am not dictating anything that you can or cannot put into your model. This is completely your design. I just want to see at least 15 components that you're adding. But do remember that components bring in all of their data, including tags and materials. And the more components you add, the slower your model will run. So you should purge components, tags, and materials that you're not using often to improve your model's speed. And remember, you can also edit components that you bring in from the 3D warehouse. You can give them different materials that fit better with your design and all that good stuff. It might even be helpful to start changing their tags, so if you notice that they bring in a lot of different tags. I was trying to research, it doesn't seem like there's really an easy way to change a component, like all of its different, maybe nested groups and different edges and faces. There's not really an easy way to just kind of select all of that and change it to a different tag, unless you have like a plugin. So
Can you
unfortunately, what's that?
Can you merge
Can you merge?
components? I'm just thinking of like Photoshop, because you can merge layers. I'm wondering if you can merge components in SketchUp.
That's a good question. I am unsure of that. Let's try.
I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that's a good question. Let's see who does that. Oh, it does look like you can select all on that tag. Let's see here. Some stuff. Move that to the new tag. Let's see if it'll do it for even if I had all of these on there. Let's see here. So if I right click this and hit select all tags. Okay, so there's we'll pick up with that. Again, it's not reading into components and groups. So on this one, I left all the individual parts and pieces on untagged and just the overall group I put on that new tag. With this one, I made the group untagged, but then all the individual geometry inside I put on that new tag. And it looks like if I try to select all tag, it won't read into the group that I created, which is irritating. But so I'm not sure. I can try and do a little bit more research on that, but I don't know if there's really an easy way to select everything that's on a certain tag and move it to a different if groups and components are in there. But just try to be mindful of how many tags you're starting to build up. If I delete this tag. Oh, look at this. If I try and delete the tag, a warning box pops up that says, hey, there are things in your model that are on that tag. Looks like you can move them to a different tag. So I could assign them to untagged, or you can just delete those entities that are on that tag. Let me see if it even looks inside the groups and components. Yes, it did. Okay. So that might be a good way to kind of merge then, is to try to delete one of them and just move all of those items to a different tag. Any other questions?
doing components and you told us that we could copy it and make it unique,
Yes.
I tried unsuccessfully. Can you review that?
I sure can. Get rid of everything. So let's make just a generic component here. And I'll call it cube. Complete selection of components. Great. Okay, so this guy is a component called cube. If I just copy it, that's going to be the same exact one. If I start modifying one, it's changing them both. But if I right click on this guy and hit make unique, now my definition over here says cube number 1. So that tells me that it's kind of no longer associated with just cube. Now it's cube number 1. And I can go in here and change this if you'd like.
Thank you, no, that's perfect.
Yeah.
I needed.
And now this one should just change on its own. Anything else? Otherwise, we'll just kind of have work time.